You know what this country needs right now? I'll tell you. This country needs an old politician's home. You know, like those old soldiers' homes they used to build so the folks who'd given so much while they were in uniform had a place to live out their golden years. Same concept, only this time for old politicians. All the former thises and never quite that's who are still hanging around. Put them all in one place, and they can fuss all they want about how much better things were back in the day. Gray-haired gripers. But here's the thing, they'd be griping to one another instead of bothering the rest of us. I mean, can't you just see Jesse Jackson sitting there and Bill Clinton right beside him? They'd be right in the middle of the front porch, of course, so they could see everybody and everybody could see them. And they'd, oh, don't worry, there'd still be plenty of room for other old politicians, people like Phil Gramm. A nation of whiners, he called us. I'm sure he meant to say a nation of winners. Except, of course, if he'd been in Wisconsin, then he'd have said a nation of wieners. But you bet there'll be room for old Phil. But back to old Bill and old Jesse. Can't you see it? Kids these days, one of them saying, they don't have any respect. And the other one saying, they think it should all get handed to them on a silver platter. And then the other one saying right back, they never had to fight for it, not the way we did. And they're trading stories. Did I ever tell you about the time And yeah, he has told him about the time a dozen times. But Bill lets Jesse tell it all over again, or vice versa. Because as soon as the other one's finished, it's his turn again. And this Obama fella. Eventually, one of them always says, and this Obama fella. And then they're really off and running. Everybody thinks he's such a great speaker. That's the biggest fairy tale I ever heard in my life. You want to talk about great speeches? Why, I remember, I want to cut his... Never mind what he wants to cut. It's all either of them can do to keep from tipping over. They're going back and forth so hard. And that's why they need a home all to themselves. There's just something about old politicians having to give up the spotlight. It can make some of them go right off their rocker.